Welcome to the Kickstart Your Edge Play to Win Leadership Podcast,
where we've flipped the script with our groundbreaking modus operandi to bring you real, relevant, and relatable tactics and techniques to master your own play to win mindset.
Talk about a superpower. It's time to iron your cape.
What we know for sure is what got you here won't get you there.
You can't see the spinach in your own teeth.
And finally, hang on, because this one is really deep. Once you realize that you are the traffic, everything makes complete and unadulterated sense.
Welcome to the Edge, where playing not to lose is not an option.
Buckle up, political junkies. It's time to cut through the noise and get to the heart of what's really happening in Washington and beyond.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, we're not talking about Washington.
No, but we are talking about politics, and we're talking about politics within organizations. It exists.
And this is so important that Jen and I changed the name of the quote unquote playing politics years ago to political intelligence, because we think that being able to play politics, and I don't mean really play politics, is insanely important, and you need to know how to do it.
Yeah, it's interesting because people really bristle at the concept of politics. You should have just seen the look Karen gave me with the word bristle. But they do. They shudder. They bristle. They flinch, right? At the whole concept.
Unless you're from Hudson County and you welcome it.
Right. But it's interesting because every single organization has politics as part of its culture. And it's what naturally happens whenever people with different goals, interests, and personalities try to work together. So if we know it exists, it's about how do we start to get super smart about our political intelligence, our team's political intelligence, as well as the overall organization's political intelligence.
But I think what we need to do first, Jen, is people hear politics, right? They hear office politics and they think a couple things, right? They think, oh, wait, my work should be recognized on its merits, or we don't have any office politics here, or I'm not good at it, or it's just not who I am. But these are just kind of self-limiting myths. So I think that when people can really realize that politics this is how you get shit done at work, and it doesn't have to be sleazy.
Yeah. Karen and I always say that the political lens that teams should be looking through is what's in the best interest of the organization, right? So we will always have a team first and first team approach to everything that we do. We always look at the systems approach of what does the organization need from its members more than what the members need. And when you look through that lens, it's then about how you work with others to be able to make magic happen, go in the right direction, and actually create more synergy within the organization.
Yeah, I think, and you need to be able to be yourself. So there's a balance of, individual leaders' needs and what is in the best interest of the organization, right? And then what's in the best interest of the customers, because it has to kind of flow out that way as well. But one of the things that's important as well is you need to really realize what's important to other people. And one of the big things that Jen and I have talked about for years is, so what it's funny, I'm just gonna make up names here. And I'm gonna go back to Sesame Street, because that's the pictures that we used on a PowerPoint slide a long time ago. So if you have Miss Piggy, right? And Miss Piggy's the boss, and you're under Miss Piggy, you need to ask yourself, okay, what's not important to me that's important to Miss Piggy? And since it's important to Miss Piggy, it needs to be important to me. Because that right there is political intelligence, because you're putting yourself in Miss Piggy's shoes and, quite frankly, in Miss Piggy's head to find out what's important.
So I'm going to say that again. What's important to Miss Piggy that's not important to me, but because it's Miss Piggy, it needs to be important to me. And you could even change that to what's important to engineering that's not important to us, but because it's engineering, it needs to be important to us. And so I say that because it's really the question of understanding, and it's what Karen and I do on a daily basis, right? We love human dynamics. What make people tick? What do people respond to? What's important to different organizations and teams and individuals? And when you can get the political intelligence to say, I understand them, I understand what's important to them, and how can we leverage that to be able to create a win-win situation. So a lot of it really is about, well, let me back up. So there's a woman by the name of Marie McIntyre, and she wrote a book called Secrets to Winning at Office Politics: How to Achieve Your Goals and Increase Your Influence at Work. And she has a lot of great ideas on thinking through how to approach things. She even divides things into your networks of people. And when you think about your allies within an organization, you can kind of categorize them in a different way. So you have different people that are your go to for different types of activities. So Marie talks about your operational network. Those are people who just help you get shit done, right? Your strategic network, which are folks that help you gather information and make sense of what's happening around you. And then your developmental network. Those are people that can help you grow, develop, and gain influence. And by thinking through the networks of people, you're going to go to the networks for different activities. Right? So it's just when you start to, you almost have to get a real strategic mindset. Back it up. What are our team's goals? What are our objectives? How do they roll into the organization? Where might they be at conflict with other parts of the organization? Who do we need to influence? And then what are the networks to help us?
And to just build on that, Jen, with the team, right? As you have a team and you're building the team, it's how do you build a team that increasingly, yeah, easy for me to say, shows up and creates more influence. So how does your team have more influence in the organization? And that's what politics is as well. How do you influence the strengths of the team that you have to, again, big thing, what's in the best interest of the organization? What's in the best interest of the organization? Because that's what really truly matters.
And I also think to be super smart at the political intelligence you bring to an organization, you have to be a giver. You have to help other people. You have to be ready and willing to partner with other people to help them with their agenda or what they need. Being a subject matter expert in what you're doing, seeking win-wins. It's really about, it's a relationship game. All of it is a relationship game. So how do you improve relationships? So often we go into organizations and we can see departments fighting with each other for territory when the real competition is outside of the organization. So thinking through political intelligence, it's about really deconstructing how to create win-wins so that you can help the organization succeed. I think that's it.
I'm good.
Thanks for listening to the Kickstart Your Edge Play to Win Leadership Podcast.
Craving more? Of course you are.
Check out our website at kickstartyouredge.com,
where we fire you up, fan the flames of your competitive edge culture, and ignite your tenacious pursuit of an all-out play-to-win mindset.